What's up, guys? This is the Mid-State League Weekly and Willie Stimmage Podcast. We'll be covering Harvest Preparatory School athletics. We're going to give you score, stats, updates, and keep you posted on all things Harvest Prep. It's going to be pretty short tonight with all the snow. There's postponed a lot of games this week, so we're just going to bring you up to speed with a Harvest Prep update. And that's all we're going to get on with today. I mean, it's not too much to talk about, so we're going to keep it short and simple. But with that being said, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to dive right into it. This is the Mid-State League Weekly Podcast and the Willie Stimmage Podcast. My name is Willie Stimmage, your host.
I want to take time off my 40.
I want to be the athlete I was before my injury.
I want to get strong and stay strong.
I want to break my own record.
I want to qualify for state.
I just want to play.
I want to leap higher.
I want to get above the rim every time.
Only one team was uniquely qualified to help them get exactly what they wanted. The Nationwide Children's Sports Medicine Team, the leader for every student athlete.
Hi, I'm Clark Kellogg. I've attended basketball games from coast to coast over the years as a participant, broadcaster, parent, and fan. And believe me, I've seen my share of unsporting behavior. The purpose of school sports is for kids to have fun, develop their skills, and learn lessons that will last a lifetime. So when you attend a school contest, please keep that in mind. Remember to behave in a way that reflects positively on your child, your school, and your community. Let's respect the game.
This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association.
Okay, guys, we're back. This is the Mid-State League Weekly Podcast. My name is Willie Stimmage, your host, your homie, your bro, bringing you the info. So let's get down. Let's go and get into it. Let's go keep it short, keep it simple, and it's going to be a wrap here pretty soon. It's going to take you back. I think that last podcast I did had a little distorted in there, and I kind of deleted it. I didn't really hear it until I got through with it. Went back and listened to it. It had a lot of breakups in it, so I kind of deleted it. So let me just take you back and bring you up to speed. So over the holiday weekends, Harvest Prep went on this little road trip. I think they came out like 5-2. They suffered 2 losses there, but I think they won 3 or something like that. I don't know what it was, but I know this. They suffered 2 L's out of that whole trip. And the first game they played was Blair Oaks. They defeated them 83-64. The Warriors made sure that the game was played at their pace, which is a fast pace. Before Blair Oaks could even get accustomed to Harvest Prep style, the margin was too much to overcome, as the Warriors defeated them 83-64 at the Fleming Fieldhouse. The coach for Blair Oaks said he thought the speed of the game overwhelmed us a little bit, so they got out of sync. And we were missing some shots we typically don't miss, but because we were trying to adjust to the speed of the game, Harvest Prep just took control. It was like 20-4 with just 6 minutes into the game, with 15 of those 3-pointers being scored from beyond the arc. The threes never stopped falling as the Warriors, who made 19 of 37 from deep, to break the Grade 8 Classic record for points. 3-pointers made it a game. They actually really took on these guys and defeated them. But I think the next game was pretty competitive as they took on let me see. The Blair Oaks, I think C.J. Anthony led all scorers with 26, I believe. Brandon Beavers had 15. Elijah Glenn had 5. Raymond Robinson with 12. Andrew Tate with 12. So Hines with 10. Avante Duncan with 3. Those are just scores from that game there. Second game, they took on Mount Lebanon, and that was pretty competitive. I think they won 74-71. I think this is the game that CJ called bank. I don't know if he called bank or not, but he made it. So they actually defeated those guys 74-71. And then I think the next game they played was, let me see here. The scores of that game, I think, let me see here. CJ had 14. So Hines had 11. Tate had 12. Brandon Beavers had 10. Elijah Glenn had 20. Elijah Glenn is, man, this guy's a baller. Man, I don't know. That first game he had 5, but, you know, you keep feeding the beast, man. I mean, keep giving that guy. The guy has inside game, outside game. I see him raise up with the 3. He could actually post up. He gets rebounds. He's got good footwork, good hands. So, you know, he could be one of the second best players on that team. He could be. But there's a lot of depth on this team. I mean, anybody could rise up and take over at any moment. This third game was Kettering Fairmount defeat Harvest Prep 73-67, and I think Prep came out a little flat in this game. I believe I wasn't there, but it said that they did. I think CJ had a game high 23 points, but they actually trailed 18-17. I think the first quarter, but they was basically playing like comeback this whole game. I mean, I don't know. I'm just reading from the paperwork here. But they actually lost to Kettering Fairmount 73-67. And CJ Anthony had 23 in this game. So Hines with 10. Avante with 3. Brandon Beavers only scored 2. I don't know what happened to Brandon to score only 2 points. Elijah Glenn had 18. Raymond Robinson had 4. And Andrew Tate had 7. And it was 18, like I say, 18-17 at the end of the first quarter. And then it was 36-29 at halftime in favor of Kettering Fairmount. And I like to see Prep going to halftime with the lead because they come back out. It's, like I said, it's always hard to play catch-up. This next game, they took on 21st Century Gary, Indiana. They actually won 82-77 in this game. CJ had 27 in this game. Brandon Beavers had 22. Now that's a baller. I mean that's what 22 points. You know, look at these 2 guards, 27, 22. Elijah Glenn had 9. Raymond Robinson had 2. Andrew Tate with 14. You know, good balanced scoring from the Harvest Prep in this game, and they actually defeated these guys here. Then they took on Michigan City Marquette Catholic. And they lost this game 57-56. Tight ball game, competitive ball game, but they actually came out on the losing side of this game. And so those are all the games. And then they came back off this road trip, and they actually took on Millersport. And this was like revenge, in my opinion. This is like revenge for all the games they lost this year. They beat these guys 95-24. And even Millersport leading scorer, which is Mason Purvis. I believe that's Zane Purvis's brother. Zane Purvis from Millersport, he was a baller. I mean, he didn't get that much recognition, but he was a baller. Man, that Zane Purvis can play. But this dude, Mason Purvis, he led the team with 9 points out of the 24. So, you know, Harvest Prep just, you know, did what they usually do. And that's win. And at the end of the first quarter, it was actually 32-7. You know, they could have shut it down right there. And then they scored 20 more points. So that actually was 52-11 at halftime. 52-11 at halftime. And they ended up winning 95-24. Scores, Sol Hines was 6. Avante scored 8 in this game. CJ Anthony had 24. Bryce Beavers had 5. Brandon Beavers had 5. Ralph Robinson with 2. Andrew Tate with 13. Raymond Robinson with 15. Good score by Raymond Robinson. I mean, and Elijah Glenn with 12. Malachi Henry with 2. And Davis with 3. Mario had 3 points. And that was basically all I got to say about this game. This game was just get some of the other guys in and get their feet wet so they can get ready for this coming down the stretch here. And speaking of coming down the stretch, let me give you the Mid-State League Cardinal Division standings as of today, which is January the 13th, 2019. Overall, Harvest Prep 9-2, Wellington 6-4, Bishop Rosecrans is 8-2. Fisher Catholic is 8-3. Burn Union is 8-2. Fairfield Christian is 5-6. Grove City Christian is 2-8. Millersport is 2-9. Now the conference standings is Harvest Prep 5-0. Wellington 4-1. Rosecrans is 4-2. Fisher Catholic is 4-2. Burn Union is 3-2. Fisher Catholic is 2-4. I'm sorry, Fairfield Christian is 2-4. Grove City Christian is 0-5 in the conference, and Millersport is 0-6 in the conference. And so that brings up to speed to where we are as a basketball team. So we are still in first place in the Mid-State League Cardinal. But we got to keep our foot on the metal on the pedal. We can't let up now, man. It'd be March before you know it. We're already in day 13 of January, so February is going to be a short month. And before you know it, man, we'll be in the district tournament, regional finals, state semis. So we got to stay healthy, work on our craft, stay focused, because I think we can easily get back to the shot this year. Okay, upcoming games as I wind it down. Upcoming events and games this week at the Harv, at Harvest Preparatory School, the 14th, that's tomorrow. Middle school basketball boys will play Wellington at home. Tuesday the 15th, middle school girls will play Fairfield Christian at home. And Tuesday, girls varsity will play Fairfield Christian at home. The 17th, I think the 17th is the 17th would be Thursday. Okay, Thursday, middle school basketball boys will take on Fairfield Christian. That game would be away. And Friday, boys JV basketball taking on Wellington away. And I think the boys play Wellington too. And then that's all the games we have for this week. But let me just give you the rest of the Harvest Prep schedule. Like I said, Friday they will be at Wellington. The 21st of January, they'll be playing Middletown Madison at Flying to the Hoop. That was a good invitation for Harvest Prep. They need to get down there and experience some competition other than just a Mid-State League Cardinal. We got some of the top 37 teams from all over the nation going to be there. And it'll be some good experience, man. If they really show the committee or whoever runs that thing down there that they legit, they can be back there next year. I mean, it's like some teams I've been going there for the last 6-7 years. Some teams I see come every year, some teams that don't come. And some of the teams that's supposed to be there that actually playing in other tournaments, ESPN Classics. I was watching the tournament there on ESPNU the other day. That schools that's supposed to be there, like Lawler out of Indiana. Some of them teams supposed to be there, but they chose to go to other tournaments. So, that's what it is. But January 22nd, Fairfield Christian away. January 26th, Burn Union at home. January 28th, Fisher Catholic at home. So that game must be rescheduled because they supposed to play Fisher Catholic yesterday, but that game got canceled due to the snowy weather. And by the way, we in Columbus, Ohio. It's really been 4 inches in Franklin County. It's really been snowing. Grove City Christian, February the 5th, away. February the 9th, Millersport at home. February the 12th, Grove City at home. February the 15th, Fisher Catholic at Fisher Catholic. And January the 16th, Mansfield St. Peter's. That game will be at home. And that will be the last game of the year for Harvest Prep. Now, going back to what's next for Harvest Prep, I know they play Wellington, but I'm not going to expound on Wellington. I want to talk about this game at Flying to the Hoop. So they taking on Middletown Madison basketball team, which is out of the Middletown, Ohio area, which is in the Dayton area. Those guys' records are 9-2. So they, I don't know what kind of team they have, coached by Jeffrey Smith. I know one guy I've been looking at, his name is Levi McMongal. I guess his name, 6'7", 210. He averages 12 points a game, 2 blocks a game, 7 rebounds a game. He's pretty active on the boards. And you have another guy named Tristan Semple. He's a junior, 3.5 steals a game, 5 assists a game. So he's like a point guard that really pushes the pace and pushes the tempo. You got some other guys. You got the Whiteman brothers, Mason Whiteman and Grant Wiseman. Doug Whiteman, I'm sorry. And some of these other guys on it, I don't know, but I was just looking at this Levi kid for 6'7", 210. He's averaging 12 points a game. So, you just got to come in there and play. You got to do your homework. You can't go to sleep on nobody, even teams you never played. You can't go to sleep on them because, you come out there and just play flat. And you're going to have some of the top college coaches out there. The place is going to be packed, sold out. I know LaMelo Ball and them play. I don't forget what day they did. I think it was Saturday. And one of those days they played. That game, that gym is going to be lit. It's going to be lit, man. I mean, there's going to be so many people there. So that's the kind of atmosphere you want to play in, You really got to test to see who you really are. I mean, what kind of basketball team are we? Are we able to come up and play against anybody, any kind of competition? Just bring it on. I mean, that's how you really know how good you are. And so I'm excited that Harvest Prep made it to Flying to the Hoop. They need to be there. Last year they should have been there with that 23-0, 25-0 team they had, undefeated team. But they didn't. They weren't there. They did this year. So we just gonna focus on this year. Hey guys, that's a wrap. That's all I got, man. Let me give some shout outs. OHSAA Executive Director Jerry Snodgrass, we appreciate you. Director of Communications of Ohio High School, Tim Shree, we appreciate you. Ohio Prep Sports Writers Association, thank you for letting me be a member of this great organization that kind of like we're like the second leg of the Ohio High School. So all they cannot find out, they use the Ohio Prep Sports Writers Association members that do games like I do, report them or whatever. I want to thank the Harvest Preparatory School Athletic Department, Mr. Dave Wolf, Coach Dave Davis. We love you, brothers. Thank all the social media partners that give me the updates on everything. Columbus Dispatch Sports, Max Prep Sports, this week's sports, Wall to Wall TV, 10 TV Wall to Wall Sports, and Game Breaker Magazine and all the others. Because I do a lot of research. I look at all the avenues. Let me thank you, the listening audience, for tuning in. And if you missed any one of these shows, you can also recap it on YouTube, SoundCloud, Facebook, and Twitter. So with that being said, guys, hey guys, a wrap. This is your homie Willie Stimmich, and thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for listening. Hey, I got 2 fingers up, man. You know what that means? That means peace. I'm out. Y'all have a good week.